Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to move over a team that is a pretty interesting team comp. It's going to be triple water. It's very interesting when these types of team comps can work where they're all the same typing, because you would think you'd be very weak to something, and you would be. You'd be very weak to electric with this team comp. It's going to be Toxapex in the lead with Azumarill and Feraligatr in the back, Feraligatr being your safe swap. Now, the thing that really makes this team work is that Toxapex in the lead has that subtyping of poison. So something like grass, not going to be great against Toxapex, and Toxapex has the general bulk to kind of outbulk the grass, and you still have Sludge Wave as a something in the back to really hit those Grassmon. So something like Registeel really destroys this team comp in lead, but you don't really see Registeel too much. I'm trying to think right now if I've even seen it at all this season. I think we showcased a team with with Registeel ourselves, but I don't think I've seen a team with someone else using the Registeel. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. But first, if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. And some people think that they have hit the subscribe button. Just go ahead and double check. And if you haven't, definitely hit it. So let's get into it. Alright, so first match here going to be against the Azumarill. Obviously, this is like the hardest counter possible. You literally just beat everything about that. Dunsparce is really good against the Toxapex, to be honest. We should probably be switching into the Azumarill, our own Azumarill ourselves. Looks like we're going to go for a little bit of a hit here. Maybe we're even thinking about coming in with the Feraligatr if we get this into range, but they end up shielding, so we'll come in with the harder counter of the Azumarill. Again, Dunsparce really not doing a lot. Look at the damage being done here. It doesn't really do a lot of damage to Azumarill, just being very bulky. But we're also not exactly going to KO this thing. Maybe a play rough in a big farm down, like a very ambitious farm down, but they end up coming back in with their Azumarill. Our switch timers are a little awkward. Maybe we don't throw, we let them throw, and then Toxapex should be back up right here, and then we should definitely be switching instead of throwing a move. The last thing we want to do is elongate even worse the timers, because if we do that, they definitely are going to get to the switch, and we're just going to be locked in. But luckily, they are down a shield at this point. They're probably about 15 seconds away from their own switch timer. Going to get our own Sludge Wave off. It's very possible that right after this, maybe one or two more bubbles before they get the switch themselves. Okay, yeah, they switch into the Dunsparce here. Probably just let this go, come in with the Azumarill and farm down, is my guess. Their Azumarill is very low. It's actually within Ice Beam range. Feraligatr looks like it probably could be good in the back. Technically, you survive this. It's really a question if the rollouts end up KOing, so we end up switching ourselves. While they are a normal type and they do double resist these Shadow Claws, we get a massive farm down there. Ends up being a Dugong, so not the worst matchup, I guess. The only thing is they can definitely just bait shields out with Icy Wind, which would suck. But technically we will survive a drill run. No, we're too low. We actually, okay, making a super crazy call here. We do have the switch, so could switch on this Azumarill. Now we have to shield. I guess I don't know. We have to go for a switch at some point. Okay, they just leave. All right, Araquanid. I've actually seen a fairly decent amount of Araquanid. And when I say fairly decent amount, I mean like 1 in 20 games I see an Araquanid. But I do see it somewhat consistently. I think it is just trying to catch out the Feraligatr. It does okay into the new Clodsires, because very few Clodsires are running Stone Edge at this point. A lot of them running the Sludge Bomb Earthquake moveset. I know I personally am as well when I use it. They do end up coming in with a Malamar here. Malamar obviously pretty bad against Azumarill. The only saving grace for Malamar in the Azumarill matchup is that you do a lot of damage with your fast attack, and now we're obviously letting Azumarill go. They do want to win the switch. But we have 2 waters, so we're not really too worried about that. Coming in with the poison typing into the psychic typing of Malamar might seem a little weird up front, but honestly, we can definitely just take a lot of these hits. So we are definitely going to just be able to farm this all the way down, have a move for whatever's in the back, and then have the 2 shields for the Feraligatr, which is pretty nice. They do have a Diggersby, which, okay. I don't think that this technically would get it into Hydro Cannon range, so we do have to be worried here about the Scorching Sands going to be doing too much, but we also have to be worried about the attack getting lowered on us. Now, we don't end up getting lower attack there. They come back in with the Arachnid. Now, this is kind of what they wanted all along. So this is going to be a pretty tough game, I think. While we do have a huge energy advantage, and we do have a move stored, so we do have to be waiting for the timer here on the Toxapex, but I think we definitely have to shield this. Toxapex is back up. We could just go for a quick hit on the Sludge Wave, which is going to KO. And then it's about whether or not... I think the Diggersby is in... it is close to being in range of the Shadow Feraligatr's Hydro Cannon. It has to be in range at this point, because if it's not, we lose. Okay. We do a lot of damage. All right, Drapion. We don't necessarily... Drapion's a weird one. Let's go over Drapion's moveset real quick here. So it's going to be Poison Sting, Aqua Tail, Crunch is the usual set, which makes it a little weird for the Azumarill matchup on both sides, because they don't really have a charge move that can really hit you for too hard, as you do resist both, but you do take super effective from the Poison Stings. So catching is actually the best thing you could possibly be doing here on the Azumarill, although we get the defense lower, which sucks. Because you do resist, since you do resist the charge moves, catching a charge move is amazing. But they end up having Sludge Bomb, so that's horrific. Probably have to come in Toxapex just to eat a lot of this fast attack damage. And then we're going to be 2 shielding, or we're going to be all in on the 2 shield Feraligatr basically again, which is what this team does come down to a lot. If they switch into something bad, you have if you switch into like something that Azu hard counters, you obviously need to be switching into that matchup. Azu's more RPS nowadays than it used to be, but I mean it's still bulky and will beat things in the neutral matchups. But again, more often than not nowadays, you're going to be running into those bad matchups. So once you catch something with the Azumarill, swap in, you have the bulk of Azumarill and Toxapex to really outdo any neutral matchups in the lead, and then Feraligatr can kind of go wild there in the back. They end up having Piloswine, which is interesting. Piloswine, not sure how to pronounce that one. Obviously, it's going to get one shot by a Hydro Cannon. If you do go for a catch here, maybe you can survive. How... I don't know how much this can actually take. How bulky is this thing? Yeah, it's going to be able to take too much. So that's going to be... Okay, they go for the catch. Oh no, I think they could have won this. They just lost count of the Toxapex energy here. That's tough. Alright, Toxapex mirror match. So this is going to take a long time, but if you look at your backline is very bad against Toxapex, right? So you want to be trying to avoid the Toxapex mirror you want to be avoiding Toxapex in the back as much as possible, so you do need to just handle the mirror match here. It's going to take forever, but that's going to be okay. Sludge Wave, the move you need to go. Brine is very bad. If both moves are neutral, Sludge Wave is amazing, and Brine is very bad. So, yeah, just go with the Sludge Waves. It does look like we are okay into that matchup. All right, we come into Azumarill into the Diggersby. This is very good. The odds are that Feraligatr is going to be good in the back. I do think it is probably a Clodsire at this point. That kind of team makes a lot of sense. And we do have the Ice Beam. Again, the moveset for Azumarill going to be Ice Beam and Play Rough. I think I stated this in the last video or the video before that, but Hydro Cannon, not really the moveset that Azumarill wants to be using this season. We do get the attack drop from the Scorching Sands. Unlucky. I think it is 50%, so not too unlucky. They are throwing just a few, and we're okay just taking the energy here. Means our Toxapex is going to be up on energy in the mirror match. We're not up by a lot because we did throw... well, I guess Where did we lose energy here? Did we throw into the Diggersby? I don't think so. So they end up coming in with the Talonflame, and we're kind of baiting them into throwing a move here on the Toxapex, but or getting a shield. That could be amazing. Okay, they get the shield, which means now our shield is going to be worth a lot more energy than we need it to be to catch up on the energy cost. Oh, they have Flame Charge. Oh, so it's a Flame Charge Brave Bird situation there. And now it is weird to be in this Toxapex Talonflame matchup because Azumarill and Feraligatr are both way better, I think, in this matchup. But we'll see. They're probably going to try to Brave Bird into another Brave Bird here. Oh, they fly into a Brave Bird, I guess. Oh, fly into another fly? Okay. Oh, was it 5? Yeah, they could Brave Bird. Alright, they come in with Chestnut. This is pretty bad for our backline. Technically, we do win. I believe we win CMP here, so technically we can outpace this thing. We will see if it does have Thunder Punch or if it is running the Superpower Frenzy Plant. If they go Frenzy Plant here, it means they're not running Thunder Punch. Oh, they throw Superpower, which means they're not running Thunder Punch. Although they're lowered now to defense, so if they try to stand here, they're going to be taking a lot of damage from the Are they going to be able to outpace? I guess so. But they end up having a Gastrodon here in the back, so Azumarill's going to come in. They do have Body Slam as the neutral moveset here. Oh, I guess Earth Power if they're running Earth Power. I remember the last video we had, we did show Gastrodon with Water Pulse, but most of them are running, what's it called? Earth Power, yeah. So we do get hit by the Earth Power here. I guess we're trying to go for double Ice Beam if we have the chance. But this is going to be totally fine if this is the Earth Power, right? Because we're going to be able to get a little bit of energy before they get to a Body Slam. Oh. Do we want to undercharge? I guess switches up, so it doesn't really matter. We do want to just be switching. We do have a move, and that's going to be able to KO the Chestnut here. Even though it is resisted, Chestnut is very, very frail, and Feraligatr is very attack weighted as well. I was actually very surprised that they do survive that, and the Talonflame ends up getting farmed down as well. Alright, Drapion on the front. Again, if the moveset is the normal moveset, they're going to go... Well, they're going to go Crunch no matter what. But we probably are going to end up going for another Catch, I believe, in the later game. Although, that ended up doing a lot. I do like Shadow Drapion. I know we showed this video a long time ago. The first time... oh, we do end up catching... This is going to be a crunch for sure. The first time Great League was around in this season, I know we did show the Shadow Drapion. They do end up staying in, but they just want to go for a little bit more energy. Although their clocks are a little desynced, and probably we will end up trying to switch into the Toxapex at some point. Maybe we let them go for one move, and then Toxapex will be ready. It'll be close here. They do allow us to go for a move. Unfortunately, I do think we're about 2 seconds away, so... If they tried to go for one more bubble, yeah, that would have been good for them. Or bad, that would have been really bad for them, rather. Okay, we'll eat this move. I guess we're just going to go for energy here. This is pretty low at this point. It is going to be in Hydro Cannon range for our Feraligatr. They do go for the crunch here. Are we going to go for a farm down? Is this an Aqua Tail or is this a crunch? Oh, it's bad for us. So bad. But their Azumarill is very far from energy as well. Okay, the question is, are they going to call any baits or not? While Azumarill is really good against this thing, it does have 2 shields. We do catch. If this is a Dark Pulse, there's going to be a lot of energy lost here by the opponent. That's very good for us. Their Azumarill was dry. Could even go for an Ice Beam. Okay, we go for the win here against its matchup, but I think they're going to let it go, to be honest. Oh, very interesting. If they do throw Play Rough here, do we get this massive farm down? Or do they get a move off before? If they were going to get a move off, I don't know. If they go for the shield here, what happens? They don't go for the shield. Makes a lot of sense. 2, 3... 4. Good timing. Again, we're running a 2-turn move. They're running a 3-turn move, so we want to go on 1, 4, 7 timing. The thing is, This is not CMP, by the way, because it's not possible to have been CMP. Does this KO? I'm not too sure. Oh my gosh, 1 HP. Oh no. Ended up being something that was good against it. Really shielding the Toxapex there was the big tough part of that game. Having that extra shield against, although we probably would have used it against the Drapion, but we would have been up a little bit of energy. Would that have been enough? I'm not too sure. Anyways, they have Grass Knot here, which is going to be good against Feraligatr. At this point, it's looking like maybe we want to be good against... maybe the Azumarill is going to be good against whatever's in the very back, which is great for us. But we can make a call now whether or not we want to go for a little bit of energy. We're going to go down 2 shields again here. But it's with Feraligatr with energy, right? So it's worth it to go down the 2 shields. We'll see if it's actually worth it. They end up having an Azumarill, which means they are resisting these Hydro Cannons. But still, this does a lot of damage. And both of our Mon are good against Azumarill here in the back. So we are going to go for the catch into our own Azumarill. And they actually end up staying in this matchup. Toxapex is bulky for whatever's in the back, just in general. I missed the beginning of this matchup. I don't know if we saw the lead already, but we do wait a turn here to make sure that they are throwing a bubble and then throw our move so they don't catch. And Feraligatr has a lot of energy. Hopefully that energy can get converted into damage. And then that damage plus the bulk of Toxapex will be enough. That's kind of what we're in for here. This time, no waiting. We're just going to throw right away. They obviously have shown they want to stay in this matchup. They do end up shielding, which is great. And they end up having a Mana Buzz there in the back. Okay. Pretty bulky team here by the opponent. Azumarill, Mana Buzz, Cresselia. I guess it was it Cresselia in the lead? I really wish I had seen the beginning of this matchup instead of telling y'all about the move counts and team comps and whatever, but I know y'all have seen it, so it's kind of awkward on my side. Alright, Toxapex again, neutral matchup here, able to do a decent amount of damage. Whether or not we want to go for the Brine, probably not. This isn't Hydro Cannon range anyways, so... Oh, we're saving the move and throwing the Hydro Cannon. This is best case scenario for us. We have a move loaded. We have still a little bit of energy here on the Feraligatr, and we're still going to outpace pretty hard on the Azumarill. Plus, we have our own Azumarill to just eat damage as well. So, they were in a tough spot there all around. Alright, Wigglytuff in the lead. Obviously, that's very good for us. Mana Buzz swap in. Very good for us as well. They're only able to throw the Aerial Aces, which again, while they were buffed 2 seasons ago, still not exactly the best move in the game. In fact, one of the worst moves in the game. Going for the Ice Beam here. Probably going to go for a double Ice Beam and a Bubble Down, which is the best way to play this matchup out, in my opinion. Instead of going for the higher damage move, because it's more about maintaining energy in the future matchups, right? You could even go for a slight undercharge, pretty much great with 1 bubble extra, or 1 bubble to go to hit that excellent. But we do end up going for the excellent and still get the farm down here. Again, just trying to get as much advantages wherever you can squeak them out. Basically, now we have a move going into the Wigglytuff matchup. And while we're not going to be able to make it to a second move here, or since we're not able to make it to a second move here, we will go for the Play Rough. As it is the bigger hitting move. Again, the reason we didn't go for the bigger hitting move against the Mana Buzz is because we wanted an energy advantage when we know that matchup's going to last the entirety of its life cycle there. They do end up coming with a Gastrodon, so Gastrodon with the 2 shields could try to get through this, which is probably what they're going to try to do. Yeah, they're just going to try to go for the massive farm down. I believe if you have enough... No, there's no way to live through this. We're on good timing already. Oh! We were on good timing already, so... Just going to let it go? Okay, thanks to Body Slam's coming in. Great. And now we're in an amazing position because now we are just going to shield everything this does, even though these are definitely going to be Body Slams in the follow-up. We just can't risk that much. And Wigglytuff really doesn't do anything to us. We just need to throw in good timing because we will know if they're going to be stuck in there because our one fast attack is 2 turns, their fast attack is 3 turns, which means that if we go 1 and we see their 1 Mud Slap going through, that we can stay in and throw a move and not ever have a situation where they can end up swapping out. Brian was going to be able to KO there, and that's going to be GG. All right, we go into a hard counter here, which is not the best usually, although they come in with a mirror match, which means we should win this in all shield scenarios. So it's whether or not they want to do extra shields, or if... yeah, that's basically it, or if they want to lose the matchup. So... probably will end up in the 2-1 here. I don't know, because we do need the shield for Azumarill as well. Maybe we'll just let it go, to be honest. Okay. We're hoping well, they don't have a good swap in, right? So maybe I don't know what they have in the back. Maybe it's Azumarill themselves. They end up coming with the Clodsire. That's very bad for them. Means that Azumarill definitely has a lot of play in the back. What do we think can be in the back? Do we think it's like ABA Ground, where it's going to be like a Marowak? Marowak would be great for us. Well, it would be great for Azumarill, but not great for, I was going to say Clodsire, for Toxapex, right? So this is interesting because it is going to take us 2 Ice Beams. We'll see if they end up having Sludge Bomb. They end up having Earthquake, so they are one of the few Clodsires still running Stone Edge, it looks like. We're going for maximum energy here, just in case they switch in. We're in an awkward position, right? Do we want to soak? I believe we will survive this. And we have a move. Oh, they end up going for Stone Edge. That's weird. We have a move on Azumarill for whatever's going to be in the back. Could be like Machamp or something, right? Oh, okay. Ends up being Drifblim. Interesting. I guess it's really afraid of the Ice Beam. We do have to note they did use energy on their Clodsire, so now maybe they're in Ice Beam plus Farm Down range, which would be nice. I mean, sorry, just Farm Down range, because we are still going to Ice Beam the Drifblim. But I do think they probably are in... Yeah. So we're going to be taking super effective from them, and they're going to be taking super effective from us on both fast attacks, but they're much lower than us. And Bubble's just a stronger move than Poison Sting is. Alright, Ariados, you definitely don't want this on your Azumarill. You actually don't want this on your Feraligatr anymore either. This is running Trailblaze for sure. I believe they run Trailblaze Lunge to go along with the Poison Sting, so this thing's actually very potent nowadays, having such good coverage. And really, it's already a very high attack mon, so when you add Trailblaze to it, it's insane how much damage this thing can put out. A Lunge hitting things with neutral is like gonna destroy things. Alright, getting the Brine, not able to get that farm down and going for that triple... oh, it goes for the Lunge here at the end. Oh, I actually really like coming in the Feraligatr here because we still have the Azumarill, right, in the back. Raticate is an interesting choice. It's Shadow Raticate. So they think that gains them something over the Umbreon. Because regular Umbreon's way better than regular Raticate, but... Shadow Raticate. I don't think I've ever seen this in a game. It does a lot of damage, obviously. It is pretty bulky at the end of the day, and it does resist the Shadow Claws. I don't think I would have gone for Hyper Fang. I definitely would have gone for Crunch the first time around. It would have left you with a lot more energy, would have given you also the possibility of lowering that defense again earlier. Oh, Drifblim. Shadow Drifblim is going to take a lot of damage from these. Although Shadow Ball is going to do a ton. So maybe it'll be about catching here. Okay, we don't end up catching. Very... They could have farmed down. They lost track of energy. Oh, poor opponent. Okay, so one Shadow Ball probably not enough to KO. This is fine timing by the opponent. Maybe they should have gone for an Icy Wind. But they get KO'd in anyway. I mean, I know they have a shield, but they are going to get KO'd by the next one anyways. Okay. Yeah, the catch there, not going to be the way to do that one, so tough. Really gotta know your energy counts. All right, Artabax. So obviously we'd really love this in the Azumarill matchup, but you really don't want to see this in the Feraligatr matchup. We're going to get the shield advantage, which is nice. They do go for Icy Wind to lower the attack stat, although that doesn't matter that much. Artabax is kind of frail. So, I wonder if we just go for the Brine. No, we're just going to go for the Sludge Wave. What are they doing? Opponent's playing this very badly. Okay. We end up switching just to get out of the Toxapex matchup. Maybe they have an Azumarill here in the back. They end up having a Toxapex. Wait. We saw Gastrodon, no? Was it Gastrodon? Yeah. There was a Gastrodon. I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw it. Okay. Yeah, we switched out of the Gastrodon matchup. They end up coming in with their very hard counter of Toxapex, which not good for us. But we've at least saved our Toxapex for this matchup. We can just take this because eventually we have the bubble down here and we can shield. We can actually still save the shield for Toxapex if that's the way we want to do it. Man, these these mud slaps are going like all the way to the top, eh? We do shield the earth power. That's nice. I guess it takes 2 ice beams to KO this. I'm not too familiar with this matchup, I guess. Yeah, it looks like the ice beam will KO. So the question is, do we want to gain a lot of energy in this matchup and go for the double back-to-back ice beams, or do we want to just go for the ice beam right away and then seem like it? Does it seem like the Toxapex is in farm down range with our Toxapex in there and then our Azumarill with the bubbles? Yeah, they have to throw because we're at the ice beam. And then they're lower than our Toxapex, so... Oh, and they didn't KO us with the Brine. Brine is a terrible move, but it does give it coverage, which is nice. But yeah, it's just so bad. Alright, Drapion, we have seen this a few times. Gligar. Okay, so the thing about Gligar is the wing attack nerf is very real. This thing is just kind of nerfed to the ground. But it does have good coverage. It is good against Clodsire. It's good against... It's probably not good against Drapion. So it's really good against Clodsire. So I guess they're just going for hard counters on Clodsire. Although, I mean, which makes sense. They have something that's weak to Clodsire in the front. I say weak. It does have... I mean, it is weak because Earthquake is a crazy move. But you do have coverage against it with the Aqua Tail. So if you can get farmed down in other matchups or things like that, you can actually threaten the Clodsire, which is why Drapion's so nice. But just really tough here for Gligar to ever be good in this meta unless you're just trying to hard counter Clodsire. So... this matchup's kind of weird. There was a nerf here on the Quagsire as well, so we're playing a lot of nerfed Mons here, but we're playing nerfed Mons that are very good against Clodsire, so they know that they're going ABB to Clodsire. So it's a pretty good team comp in general. The thing that I was scared about, and now I'm less scared about, is they could go for the bait on the Aqua Tail because they can outpace, but now that they've thrown a Stone Edge, it means they definitely can outpace. But now we have to be worried about the switch clock in the 50-second shot clock era. Oh, they have Mud Bomb. But Azumarill farms this down, and again, most of the time these are running Aqua Tail. Oh, we have Toxapex left. This is such a bad move that I don't think this KOs. Does a Mud Bomb KO? It's close. It's Shadow, but it's close. Oh, we live. Nice. Getting Poison Stung down. That's not great. All right, Sand Slash. Obviously, Sand Slash is not great for Azumarill, which is what the back matchup's going to be. But we do lure out the Toxapex. This thing is obviously very bad for the Azumarill. It does make me think that the third Mon is going to be pretty bad against Azumarill. I said the Toxapex is pretty bad for our Azumarill, but yeah. They could even brine here. Okay, they are taking a lot. I mean, they are taking a lot of damage in the interim here, and I do think we will make it to another Hydro Cannon. So we'll see if they actually want to go for the double shield. Oh, we don't make it. Okay, well, we have our own Toxapex. We're gonna get a massive farm down here, which is nice. And I do think they're weak against Azumarill there in the back. So this farm is going to be worth it. I think in the end, they're not going to get to. This is a brine. They're not going to get to a good move. Yeah, this is a brine 100%. God, if that was a Sledge Wave, I'd be just eating my words. All right, we just want to do any amount of damage to the Sand Slash that we can because we're going to end up going for like a bubble down, basically. And they're probably not going to switch. Now, it is ice, I'm sorry, it is Powder Snow, the ice fast attack here. They do go for the drill run. Even 2 drill runs not going to do that much. Again, this Feraligatr matchup's not the worst for Azumarill. I'm sorry, not the worst for Feraligatr in the ones, but we did have a massive energy advantage, right? And we do have to we do have to think about the switch timer because we're about 15 seconds ahead of them. Really? Wait, what's our Toxapex HP? Oh, we have a lot. Oh man, they just get there. It is resisted. Is Brine enough here? Because we are going to be able to shield their move. They're not going to make it as 2 moves because we have a massive energy advantage. But is Brine enough? It's close, actually. Brine's just so bad. It's like, is it enough for this Shadow Alolan Sandslash? Because this is one of the frailest things in the league. And it was barely enough. Alright, Toxapex here in the back. It makes sense. They want to have a counter to like Azumarill and Feraligatr. Now this matchup looks like not great for us because they have something that's really weak against Azumarill in the front. They obviously have this thing that's a hard counter, but they probably have a counter to Azumarill in the back as well, which kind of means we want to win this. But can we win this? This is the same thing the last opponent did, which means we're not going to make it. We're going to get farmed down, but then we're going to farm down with our own Toxapex. It's funny how these matchups end up playing out the exact same way, which is why if you pick a team and stick with it, you can really learn all the matchups pretty well. Yeah, okay, look, they're going to get to a Brine. Oh, they didn't. Okay, this guy had a weaker one. Now, we do want to throw the Brine here to just get a little bit of a lead, because if we do think that Azumarill's counter in the back, we do want to make sure that the Toxapex is going to be gaining advantages through the matchups over and over. They end up staying in, so either they want to debuff and dip, or this is their matchup. Okay, Talonflame. It's an okay matchup for them. Obviously, they just want to do some amount of damage to our Azumarill. That was 3 for them. We have to shield because it could be Brave Bird. If this is Brave Bird, they're so screwed. Okay. And we still have the catch. Let's remember that. Oh, we can't get to the catch. They had a shield, right? So they shield this, and then we swap. Okay. Doesn't do too much. It's not too bad for us because they're still going to eat one more fast attack here before they can swap. Oh, no, they can't. Or we can't. But they can't farm down either, but they can get a massive energy advantage here if they want to. They do need to be cognizant of how much energy they can get here, because it can be a ton. They do get a lot. They could have gone one more, but I respect this amount of energy gain. Unfortunately, Fire Punch not going to be enough there. They do get a Scorching Sand off here. They need 2, and they definitely don't have 2, and they're not going to make it to another one. Tough. And they're out of energy here on the Talonflame anyways. They definitely left. GG. Was this might be the last game here. Gastrodon, obviously a very bad lead for us. They end up staying in, which they could 2-shield through this matchup if they want. Which means they do have a Toxapex answer in the back as well. We're actually just going to take the shield advantage, which means we are hoping that Toxapex is fine in the back. Ooh, they end up catching here on Ariados. I'm not too sure that's what you want to do. We probably could switch to Toxapex or just let this go. Just going to let it go. Is this actually just a massive farm down on Toxapex? Which means we'll have the Brines to start throwing into the Gastrodon, which is going to... Oh, they actually lunged. I guess it makes sense. Actually, it makes a lot of sense because I would have gone for another lunge there, to be honest, because now it's like, do they want... well, wait a minute. Their timer's a little off here, right? Okay. What's in the back? It's all on the back. It could be a Talonflame. The fact that they haven't switched makes me think it is. You notice how we're not going for the Ice Beam now this time around, because now we just want to go for the highest damage move possible. We still have a Brine and a half, actually a little more than that on the Toxapex. Oh, Pangoro. Pangora's awkward into our back line, right? Because we're strong against both. Probably when we want to switch into Toxapex. Ooh, dirty back-to-back play. Gonna be able to get this way down, and that's GG. That was not the last matchup. All right, Greninja here. Okay, this is the last game. We would love Greninja onto Azumarill. Azumarill just very hard counters Greninja. Although it does a lot of damage still in the interim with the Hydro Cannons, similar to how Feraligatr does, but we do resist Water Shuriken, so it doesn't have that fast move pressure. I don't think it's great in this matchup on either side. You don't want to be on either side of this matchup, which is odd to say. We do come in with the Feraligatr, which can eat one move, but in general, you don't want to be in this matchup either, as it does resist the Shadow Claws. Oh, they do get the boost. Yeah, we obviously have to shield. Even the Water Shuriken's doing a ton of damage. They outpace, and now they definitely do a lot of damage. Okay. This is not the worst, because we see it here. We get the Ice Beam off, and now whenever they want to KO us, they're going to have to use energy. And then, they might not actually have to use energy, but we do end up switching. We have Ice Beam, right? So that's what we're playing for. Ice Beam into the Jump Bluff, plus a possible catch situation with the Feraligatr. Okay, I like our chances. They do go for CMP here. This is definitely going to be the Earthquake. We're going to eat one move on Azumarill from this, but Sludge Bomb not going to do enough. Oh my god. Poison Sting was buffed this season, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. And I guess we're just going to end up shielding one. And even though there's a Shadow, you do survive one Grass Knot, or Energy Ball. And they end up going for the bait. Ooh. Yeah, you still survive one. But they're just going Aerial Ace all day. Alright. That's GG. Alright. That was a long one, I know. But I just wanted to showcase as many battles as I could with that team. Really, I think the showcase here is Azumarill. One of the OGs, its moveset's been slightly changing season to season, but not always. Again, we're back into the Play Rough Ice Beam era, so definitely not a Hydro Pump state right now. But yeah, even these Mon that you make, supposedly, I made an Azumarill like, I don't know what season we're on, but I feel like 15 seasons ago. So, yeah. Even those Mon you make way back whenever they have some bad metas, they still become viable later on sometimes. So really wanted to showcase that. I know we had a bubble buff 2 seasons ago as well, trying to get Azumarill back in the meta because it was out of the meta probably there for like 5-6 seasons. Still usable because of bulk, which is why you see people still using Metacham. It's still bulky at the end of the day if you want a fighter. And yeah, it can definitely do some work. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. It helps me a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you've made it this long in the video, why not do one extra thing? And then if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.